Welcome to the Covert Nerd Podcast. Thank you for listening. It means a lot to me that you take the time out of your day to hear what I have to say. Today's going to be a fun episode because I got to sit down with fellow starfighter Jesse and my daughter Ruth and talk about 80s retro movies, but in particular Karate Kid, and then, of course, the new reboot, I guess, for lack of a better word, Cobra Kai. But before I do that, I want to thank again some listeners that interact with me online, and I want to encourage you to check them out. First is Eddie and Jeff at the Make Eternia Great Again podcast. It's a He-Man or Masters of the Universe podcast that's real entertaining. Those guys have a lot of fun and lots of information. So if you're into the old Motu or even the reboot and the movies that are possibly coming out later, check them out. It's called Make Eternia Great Again podcast. Secondly, I want to thank Rainbow Comics. Tim at Rainbow Comics, if you've listened to any other episodes that I've done, he's been on the show. Check out Rainbow Comics Lincoln on Facebook and hit him up and talk to him about comics and maybe what you're interested in, or stop by and check out the store. He knows what he's talking about, and he'll get you steered in the right direction. So without further ado, let's dive right in and nerd it up with Jesse and Ruth and talk some Karate Kid. Today for the Cobra Nerd Podcast, we got two special guests. We have Jesse from the Grawlix podcast, and then my daughter Ruth.
Hello.
And hello.
And today we're going to be talking Cobra Kai, and I know Jesse is a big fan of Cobra Kai, and I know my daughter Ruth is a big fan of the original Karate Kid, which Ruth is only 19, but she loves Cobra Kai, right?
Yes, it's so great.
Or not Cobra Kai, sorry, Karate Kid.
Karate Kid. Yes, it's my favorite movie.
I think you were born at the wrong time.
I mean, I kind of was, but it's okay. It's okay. I can enjoy it now.
Hey, when you're right, you're right.
Yeah.
And Jesse, of course, he's closer to my age, so he was. Did you see it in theaters or did you see it on cable later? The original.
Yeah, actually, I didn't see any of them in theaters. VHS and home video was kind of blowing up, and that's how that's how I saw things. Because going to the movies was like a once in a while kind of thing. You know?
At our house, it was too. It's a big expense.
And it's funny because like when I think back to the movies that I saw as a little kid, like I probably saw the same 3 movies multiple times, because back then that's what you did, was you went to Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs every year. And that's when like we had field trips to go to the movies, because that's how big of a deal going to the movies was. Yeah. And so no, there wasn't a lot of movies that I actually saw in theater as a little kid, but I made up for lost time once. VCRs were a thing.
Blockbuster.
The whole thing.
Small towns, you had kind of local mom and pop video stores. Yeah. But what captured your eye when you saw Karate Kid for the first time that was like, wow, this is a really cool movie?
I mean, I think back then everybody just loved karate. like just the idea of karate. Well, they sold it on that's the name, Karate Kid. That's it. Boom. Just keep it simple, right?
That's true. It's got a really good naming convention.
And like I'm a martial artist, but it wasn't because of this movie kind of thing, but like everybody that era kind of wanted to do a little bit of karate, and I think this movie had a lot to do with that. Maybe not everything to do with it, but a lot to do with it.
Were you into karate back then?
I mean, I just like seeing it, like seeing it on TV. No, I wasn't.
You weren't taking.
No, I wasn't. I wasn't practicing at that point.
Okay. And which martial arts do you do?
It's a blended style. So the answer to that question gets messy, but it's a blend of Taekwondo, Hapkido, Ninjutsu, and pretty much anything else we can steal.
How long have you been doing that?
I actually just started my 2727th year.
Wow.
So, yep.
And what belts, or do you have belts?
Black, really black belts.
That's amazing. I knew you were doing it. I didn't know to that level.
We're kind of our own. Like it gets weird when you try to explain it, but it's like a system of its own. Okay. Because it blends so many different styles. So I currently hold a belt rank that only 3 other people have.
Oh.
So, and granted, that's also, this style didn't like exist pre 1970 something. Okay. I should know that exact date, but I don't.
And when is Miyagi-Do going to be taught?
Oh, Miyagi-Do. Yeah. We're all big fans. So, I mean, but we're off. We often quote Kreese and Johnny a little more often than we do Miyagi.
Yes.
I love that.
Now, Ruth, when did you see Karate Kid for the first time?
I saw it actually only like 2 years ago.
Okay.
So I've seen it pretty recently. I realized that I didn't really like many like 80s and retro things until I saw that movie. Because like I've always liked the music. The music's great. The soundtrack in that movie is incredible. But I feel like before that I wasn't really like, yeah, I like the 80s. But then I feel like after I watched that movie, I'm like, oh, there's some pretty good movies from like this time. So, and I really like the characters in this movie. They're really well written.
So you kind of got sucked down into 80s nostalgia.
Yeah.
After you got crane kicked back into the 80s.
Back into the 80s. Then I realized, I was like, oh, there's all these cool movies like Back to the Future and Ferris Bueller's Day Off and like all that kind of stuff.
Yep, all the John Hughes films and stuff.
Yeah, all that stuff. I also really like the character dynamic between Daniel and Miyagi.
And Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah, that's I don't know, probably because it's like a father-son kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I really wish Pat would have been alive to be in Cobra Kai.
Yeah, oh my gosh, that would have been
Or
great.
even just be aware of what's happening now because it's and it's cool how they've really woven him into the fabric of the new show.
Yeah.
Here and there. Now we've talked about Karate Kid. What about 2 and 3? Of course, Ruth has her own opinion about 2 and 3.
Yeah.
But Karate Kid Mania, I was looking at what was going on back. This came out in 84. So 84, when it came out, you had action figures, you had posters and calendars, you had Ralph Macchio was on every teen magazine that was out there at the time. Heck, you had a Karate Kid cartoon.
Right.
Have you watched it, Jesse? Have you watched it?
I watched a little bit of it when it, back then, but I haven't seen it in a long time, so I bet it hasn't aged well.
No.
Like most
Pat
things.
Morita did the sound or the voice for the character, and Robert Mark Kamen, who is the writer for Karate Kid 1, 2, and 3, he also wrote the cartoon, but he also did a lot of writing for Cobra Kai as well. But he also did Gladiator, Lethal Weapon 3. I mean, he did a lot back then. But anyway, Karate Kid was just huge back at that time. And then he came out with the next two, which again,
were they really that popular when they came out?
Oh, Karate Kid 2 was huge.
Really?
Yeah, 2 was huge. 3 was people were getting a little more skeptical.
Yes, it started.
Like, do we need 3? You started to hear that a little bit. Yeah, but 2 was huge.
It was huge. That song was #1 for months, which was a big part of it. But yeah, you're right. It wasn't probably as big as 1, but it was still very close. But 3, by the time you got to 3, we're like, do we really need this? This is starting to wear a little thin.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, I thought 2 was kind of boring, honestly, when I watched it.
A lot of people I love it because I was there, I was there and I was ready for it and I was excited. I was part of that craze.
Yeah.
But looking back at it now, The Karate Kid, the original, is so obviously a classic. It's timeless.
Yeah.
It ages so well. Now going back and rewatching Karate Kid 2 doesn't age as well.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Maybe it's just the pace of the movie or something, but I just found it very boring. I don't know.
I think it was more about scenery shots and establishing an environment and like trying to figure out where does this New Jersey boy fit into this culture that he has no concept of.
Yeah. Maybe it seemed a little forced because you had Mr. Miyagi's brother or
Sato. What is that?
His enemy.
His enemy. I'm not exactly sure. I don't remember.
I think that was. I should rewatch
because his dad was dying, and that's why he's back.
Which honestly makes no sense because Mr. Miyagi is like really old, and he still has a dad that's alive.
His dad's got to be in his 90s.
Yeah,
I would guess. So, but so we had 1, 2, and 3, which set off a phenomenon. Of course, we've seen they had the next Karate Kid with the girl, and then they did the reboot. But then we hear about. So let's pivot to Cobra Kai. I was watching an interview with the guys that made Cobra Kai. He said that the reason they got the idea to do it was they were driving down L.A. and they saw a big bulletin board for Fuller House, the big Netflix reboot. And they're like, well, if they can do Fuller House, we can do a reboot of our favorite 80s karate movie, Karate Kid.
Yeah.
And that's where they kind of got started, was seeing that. As we know, Netflix and all these other streaming services are looking for anything they can get their hands on.
Yep.
But you just don't know about these reboots. So what were your thoughts on when you heard about this, maybe hearing about it and then seeing the first trailer?
Have you seen the music video for the song Sweep the Leg?
Yes.
Okay, so I've been a big fan of No More Kings, which is the band that put out that song and put together that video for quite a while. So seeing that video, which is kind of like its own little reboot, universe as well, where it's basically Johnny lives in the trailer court and Pete Mitchell, the lead singer of that band, delivers a pizza to him, and he's dressed up in full Miyagi Do attire or whatever, and it kind of has that. It has that Johnny's down on his luck. Yep. Things have not gone well for Johnny since losing the tournament, that whole vibe. And then his whole, he's like, now he's ready to beat up this pizza delivery guy. Like it has that vibe to it. And so getting just that little bit, just getting that nugget of a potential plot or a potential idea. Once Cobra Kai came along, I was actually pretty positive about it from the get-go. But that was because I wanted more of this kind of thing. Yeah. I was like, oh yeah, we could do this. This is an interesting seed for an idea. So yeah, let's flesh that out. Looking at the so initial idea, I was excited, but also, I had some hesitation. I was like, ooh, they need it to be at least as good as this music video, because if it's bad, I don't want it, because we've seen a lot of properties done poorly, 80s or even older. So once the trailer dropped, though, my fears were eradicated. I was ready.
It revealed that it's going to do exactly what the music video says, or kind of.
And that's kind of my thing about a lot of these properties. I am more interested in the idea of a Fuller House. That show's not for me, and I'm not current on that show. But I do like the idea of, let's continue the story. Mm-hmm. Let's not start over. Let's not do a reboot and call it The Karate Kid, but have Jackie Chan in it, and have it set in China and not about karate. Let's take the original story and let's make new stories. So,
I really like their approach of still having some of the old characters, obviously Daniel and Johnny, but they bring in that whole young cast of characters. So But what was your thought, Ruth? Now that because you only saw the original Karate Kid 2 years ago, and a year ago they're already a year and a half ago now they've rebooted or done the Cobra Kai.
Yeah, I mean when you first told me about it, because I heard about it from you, I was really hesitant to do anything with it. To talk about it, to watch it, I'm like, I don't think I want to do that because I really like the first movie and I don't really want to ruin, how I look at the series by watching Cobra Kai. And I avoided it for a pretty long time, watching the first episode. And then I watched the first episode and I was like, oh, this is actually good. Yeah. That's pretty weird. I wasn't expecting that because, just like you said, usually they don't do a great job when they do stuff like this. So I was pretty excited that it was actually well written and they didn't ruin the characters or ruin anything. So,
well, like I said, they were able to get most of the original cast, and then, like I said, some of the original writer was there. So I think they were able to. Yeah, they were able to capture some of that lightning from the first movie or movies and tell a good story more from Johnny's perspective. Mm-hmm. But it's kind of there's almost a role reversal in some ways that Daniel's kind of the jerk.
Well, especially in season one. Season one, I think what they did so well was they did just really bottleneck or focus in on that first movie. Yeah. Because Johnny has no concept of Terry Silver. Mm-hmm. And that does play in. They do nod to that. When he's trying to get Cobra Kai reinstated, he doesn't know any of the stuff that happened in Karate Kid 3 that got Cobra Kai thrown out of the All Valley tournament. And so I love that. I love that Johnny is just approaching this whole franchise through his lens, and he doesn't understand a grand majority of what's happened to Daniel. And I think that's going to continue to play out. I think that's starting to play out in season 2. I think it's going to play out a lot more in season 3.
Yeah.
And so I think that's fun, and I think that's where they were smart to really laser focus in on the most popular part of the franchise. Let's start there.
Yeah.
And I'll switch back to, if you've watched How I Met Your Mother, Barney on there. Oh, yeah. He always thinks that Johnny is the real Karate Kid. Yeah. Is not the real one. And that he reverses it. Just like
I think they were smart to tap into that. I mean, even though that show has been over for a number of years now, that idea has still lived on in the form of YouTube videos and stuff.
Oh yeah. And the directors and producers of the Cobra Kai were able to. They talked to, I think, Sony or Universal, I can't remember who owns it, but get a lot of the original footage and take some of the footage that they didn't use in the movies and use it in Cobra Kai for some of the scenes, which I thought was, again, they're really, these guys that made it, though, again, when you have people that are making these TV series or movies, whatever you want to call it, that they grew up on it and they were the fans. So they make, write, and produce things that they would want to see as fans.
Yeah. Right.
And so I think that's why this one in particular, Cobra Kai, turned out so well.
Yeah.
Well, they also have a good working relationship with Billy Zabka, who plays Johnny. He was in Hot Tub Time Machine.
Okay.
And one of the big three actually created, he made Hot Tub Time Machine. So there's already those connections and whatnot.
Sure.
And those three have gone on since creating Karate Kid or Cobra Kai to form a new production company through Sony called Counterbalance.
Okay.
And so now they've got this is really taking off for them. But these three guys, if you follow them on social media, you can tell that they're really into these properties.
Oh yeah.
I think it was John Hurwitz is a big Back to the Future fan. I follow another podcast. So I'll just plug it real quick.
Yeah, sure.
The Cobra Kai Companion.
Okay.
And Cobra Companion is spelled with a K.
Awesome.
so another nod to things being like Tori with a Y or
Tori with a Y. Yeah. The whole series. I was a little skeptical at first, I guess, going in, but once I saw the first episode, I was like, I love how they portray Johnny, especially in the beginning. He's just stuck in 1984.
With his car.
With his car, and he doesn't know what the internet is. Yeah. Oh my gosh. It's just, I guess it fits his character, and it was just so good how they portrayed him. Yeah. Stuck back in the 80s still.
www. Period.
Kicks get chicks. He's just, oh man. And then bringing in Daniel, he's kind of the rich snob, and his daughter and Miguel and the whole. He's got this son with this woman that he doesn't know. And just out of the series or season 1, what character did you like most out of season 1, and why?
Miguel. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I feel like he kind of took the role that Daniel had in the first movie. Okay. And I don't know, he became a very likable character for me. I wasn't really sure at first. I was like, oh, there's just this random dude, Johnny teaching him karate. I'm not really sure. Yeah. But I really like him. I don't like him by the end of season 1 because he just, totally beats down Robbie the wrong way.
Yeah.
But at the beginning of season 1, I really liked him, and in season 2, I like him a lot better than how they ended.
He won the All Valley tournament, of course.
Yeah.
Did that the only criticism there maybe it seemed a little rushed. They kind of boom.
Yeah.
All Valley tournament win, done, over.
Yeah. I feel like it wasn't done in one episode or an episode and a half. It wasn't. It didn't take too long.
To the whole 2-hour movie.
Yeah, you're right.
And all you needed was a montage, right?
Yeah.
It had a couple montages,
done.
so there we go. A couple months, boom, montage, you got it.
Well, that's true.
Now you're the best around.
Yeah.
You're the best around.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Honestly.
I always tease Jesse since he knows karate. He's like, well, can you really win a tournament?
You just need a montage.
6 weeks.
Yeah.
Well, no, but if you put a 2-minute montage in
Yeah.
there,
Then you're done.
Solid.
You got it.
you're the winner.
Yeah.
You're the best.
You're
Yeah.
the best around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I think in season 1, they have the mini golf. Miguel goes.
Yeah, when they go to golf and stuff.
Golf and stuff.
Yeah.
And then Johnny's like, yeah, chicks dig it.
Chicks
You take
dig
him
it.
golf and stuff.
Yeah.
The worst part is like he's not wrong. Somehow it always works. Like some of his
works.
his true Cobra Kai plans always tend to work somehow.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they go to golf and stuff. I think they even have a little bit of a montage.
Yeah, I think they do. I'm pretty sure they do.
So again,
That's probably why it works. Like every good relationship needs a good montage, you know?
montage. Golf and stuff. Who would have thought?
A fight montage, a love montage.
Yeah.
It's just montage. That's where it's at.
So what do you think, Jesse? Season 1, who was your favorite character?
Trying to nail that. Obviously, the original characters are that's what brought me there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think all the Cobra Kais, at least in the early part of the season, I really dug the character of Aisha, especially in season 1. Season 2, not as much because she's more established, but she's also less present. It seems like. But I really liked Aisha in the first season. I really liked Miguel because he's kind of your analog to Daniel-san. And I liked Hawk initially in that first season, and when Eli transforms into Hosh, when he first has that transformation, I really dug that. And then, of course, you see towards the end of the season, you don't like him as much.
Yeah.
And that really changes in season 2. But in season 1, Hawk, I really dug Hawk.
They really take you on an emotional roller coaster with Hawk, but with Daniel and Johnny, where they start to become friends, and then they come back.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
they keep poking at that, and it kind of annoys me.
Yeah.
That's it. We'll get into it later. I'm like, you can only do that so many times.
Yeah.
So be careful with that.
Right.
Okay, so we got Miguel for you, Ruth.
Uh-huh.
And then Jesse, you like Daniel and Johnny, of course. Is See, that's a good thing about the show is they have that base. Mm-hmm. So they bring the old timers in, so to speak, for a while, but they really do spend a good amount of time with the young kids.
Yeah.
Too. So it's got that good balance.
Yeah, usually I hate when they bring new characters into an old series, but they did. Maybe is because they spent so much time developing these characters that you actually like them. You're not just, I don't like these characters. Why am I watching this?
Why am I watching this?
Yeah.
It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, exactly.
And you got the romance, of course, between Robbie and Samantha and Miguel. A little bit of a love triangle.
Yeah. Yay. We love love triangles.
Okay, well, let's pivot to season 2. So Miguel's won the All Valley tournament at the end, and then season 2, we start to see the romance between Robbie and Samantha, of course. Mm-hmm.
We kind of buried the lead on how season 1 ends, though.
Yeah, wait, can we talk about the tournament a little bit?
Yeah, let's do it.
When I first watched that episode, I was definitely sitting on the edge of my seat, though, because since the perspective follows both Johnny and Daniel, you're like, I don't know who's going to win.
Yeah.
Right.
Because, you're usually when you watch stuff like that, you're like, yeah, obviously they're going to win. This person's the good guy, they're going to win. But since they're both I guess they're kind of neutral characters because they're both doing bad and good things. So you're like, who's going to win? I don't know. That was fun
confusing.
to watch. Yeah.
You don't know. Yeah, you feel conflicted.
Yeah.
Oh man, that last episode, what Billy Zabka, what the Johnny character does, that's nonverbal. A lot of his acting in that last episode is just played out on his face. And it's so good. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
How has he not been in everything? Because he's such a good actor. And it really shows in that last. Yeah. Because I'm just like, oh, I'm heartbroken. He's gotten everything he wanted. Yeah. And yet at the same time, his son is out.
Yeah.
He's out with, he's going with Daniel. So it's like he's gotten what he's wanted and not gotten what he wanted. All at the same time. And then it all culminates when he gets back to his own, to his home dojo, and he's kind of trying to process what's happening, and then who's there at the door?
Kreese.
Well, back to that. If you remember on the first Karate Kid movie, when Kreese tells him to sweep the leg, and he's like, Johnny's like, no, I don't need to do this.
Yeah.
Right.
I can. And in the Cobra Kai, he talks about, I think it was in season 1. He's like, we can win, but we don't need to win like that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's like, I'm gonna teach these guys to be really tough, but we're not going to be sweeping the leg. We're not going to be cheating.
But he didn't realize that until they got to the tournament, because he was teaching them like that, and then he got to the tournament, and he's like, oh, this isn't good. I shouldn't be teaching them the Cobra Kai way. So.
It's kind of Cobra Kai, but it's not.
Yeah, but it's not.
Okay. The end of the tournament, and then we get to season 2, and we see the reveal. Kreese is there. Find out, maybe not. He's not so honest about. We don't know.
Yeah.
That was a good thing throughout the whole season, too. It was like, we don't know. Is he actually...
Yeah.
We know he's probably going to... Pun intended. He's gonna bite you.
Yeah.
But
I knew what he was. He's a cobra.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe he is telling the truth. Is he turned? Is he? All these years he's been in Grenada or wherever he said he was. He was in the military.
I think like everything else with this show, I think it's a little bit of both. Like I think, like he says that he loves Johnny and that he's trying to do the right thing for Johnny. I think he honestly believes that. Like I think that's what makes all the characters here so interesting. It's like there's a little bit of good and a little bit of bad in all of them. And in the case of Kreese, I think it's mostly bad. But I think that there are some good intentions. Like I think this is, he's seen a lot of stuff. He's been, he's a veteran and all these things. He's down on his luck. He's doing what he thinks he needs to do to help Johnny succeed, but at the same time so that he can succeed. I mean, he's going to succeed. He wants to pull up Johnny at the same time. But if Johnny's not coming along, all right, I've got plans too, And it's like, oh man, this character.
Yeah. And we see him, I think it was episode 1. They had the fight scene with Johnny and with Kreese. And it was like, oh, that's been a long time in the waiting.
Yeah.
Right.
After he gets beat up in Karate Kid 2 by Kreese.
Yeah.
So, which is kind of weird. You got a dojo owner beating up a minor. I mean,
right in the parking lot.
In the parking lot. Yeah. I wonder why you got in trouble there.
Right. Yeah. Wonder how they got kicked out.
Yeah. No kidding. Then you have, I think, one of the episodes you had training out in the forest.
Oh yeah.
And of course, Cobra Kai is growing. You get all these new characters.
Yeah.
You have,
oh my gosh, Stingray.
Stingray.
The old dude. I love Stingray.
Oh, good. I know that the internet has mixed feelings about Stingray, but I think he's fun.
I think he's funny. He's hilarious.
Yeah. He's like every fan. He's like us. He's the fanboy.
Yeah.
It's like, but he's got to get involved in this thing that all the young kids are doing.
Yeah. I love
he's so out of place.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you think about it, at the same time, the whole Karate Kid concept, this old guy is hanging out with this 15-year-old.
Sure. Yeah.
You got Kreese hanging out with a bunch of little.
Yeah, you got Johnny and Miguel.
16.
Yeah.
And even now on the Cobra Kai thing, it's like, you got these older guys hanging out with these young kids.
Right.
But yeah, I do love Stingray.
Yeah.
He's trying so hard to fit in.
Yeah. Yeah. And he came to like a high school party and he brought like a date.
He brought a date. Yeah. And then he's doing like old school party things like Edward 40 Hands. Yeah. I'm like, oh my God.
He can't get out of the party because he's got the beard.
Yeah.
So he can't open the doors. Oh man, I love Sting. That was a good comedy relief. Oh yeah. You kind of.
This is a pretty dark season. Aside from that, you've got a lot of like the girl fight dynamic. Like that's the biggest rivalry of season 2 is the girls.
I should have specified at the beginning. These are all going to be spoilers, but the listener by now, if you haven't seen Cobra Kai,
I guess you'll watch it now, right?
And if you haven't seen Karate Kid from 1984,
I'm sorry.
What are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing?
We can't help you there.
Yeah, sorry.
Out of season 2, what did you like? How do you like the story? How is it moving? What characters? We mentioned Stingray, I guess, is one of your favorite characters. But what story arc or arcs did you like out of season 2?
I really liked that they brought in the original Cobras. I like how they handled Tom. I mean, they brought in pretty much everybody except Dutch. And they even figured out how to write him like he's in prison. Yeah, like, out of all the guys that would probably go to prison, Dutch is probably the one.
Yeah, probably right.
So I mean, like that was very poignant, and it happened at a certain point in the season where things are just. You can see where Johnny's kind of losing control of Cobra Kai. He's trying to do the right thing, but he's trying to do the right thing in too many areas. Like he's out of balance, and he doesn't know this because he's not Miyagi-Do.
Yeah, exactly.
But he's out of balance. He's trying to do all these things all at once, and then he gets a call from the past, and you know, he goes to see Tommy in the hospital, and you get to reconnect with all those guys, and then those guys give him perspective, like, you did what now? You reopened Cobra Kai?
Yeah.
And you brought Kreese in? What are you thinking,
What are you
Johnny?
doing?
Yeah.
Wake up.
Yeah, you're right. They brought that episode at a very good point in the series because you're right. He's starting to veer off and getting too big too quick.
Yeah.
And doesn't know quite what to do. And bringing back those the old Cobra Kai guys, and then they also bring in, I forgot, Daniel's mom.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, she returns. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good dynamic between his mom and his wife.
Yeah. They were just like fighting.
Fighting
all the
over
time.
So that was good.
Yeah.
One thing we don't ever really see much is his son.
Well, his son's off in like computer camp in season 2, so they kind of wrote him out a little bit, which is probably okay.
Yeah,
like,
they probably don't really know what to do with him.
Yeah, he's just kind of.
They're like, here's the son that Daniel doesn't really interact with.
He doesn't know what to do.
Yeah.
That was a good job, Desi. I kind of forgot about that episode. That was very poignant and a good turning point in the TV series itself.
And then on the other side, you've got the recreation of Miyagi-Do. It was a huge portion of season 2. And kind of, these arcs, they create so many subplots that are so interesting because you are rooting for the recreation of Miyagi-Do, but it's ruining his marriage a little bit.
You're right.
His home life and his business are suffering because of it, and Daniel's really caught up in the competition
out of balance,
of it.
just like Johnny's out of balance.
Oh, big time! In season 2, they're both out of balance. Yeah,
and you have the plot of, was it Robbie that stole the Mr. Miyagi's medal?
Yeah, his Purple Heart or something like that. I think it was what it was.
It was Hawk that actually stole it, but then Robbie.
That's right.
Robbie
didn't give it back.
Yeah, he's not really genuine about how it returned. Like, oh, I found it. Look at this, or he places it so it can be found.
Yeah, you root for him more in season 1, but season 2, you're like, you're kind of a snake
jerk.
in the ground.
Yeah.
He's still. He hasn't completely changed his ways. Yeah.
Same thing with Miguel. You're like, they really do a good job, again, of they really don't have, the whole series doesn't have a true hero.
Yeah.
Miyagi would be
Miyagi.
He's
the only true hero, really.
You're right. Whereas in, the first Karate Kid movie, you're like, oh, it's Daniel.
You're like, obviously it's Daniel.
It's Daniel.
Yeah.
But in this whole series, you're like, I don't know. Johnny's trying to do the right thing, but he's got some dark motives, and Daniel's trying to do the right thing, but he's misstepping here.
He's got so much baggage
everywhere.
too. I mean, when it comes to, I think that's another thing that came up in season 2 I really liked, is that they did talk about that point where Terry Silver pulls him over to Cobra Kai, and I was shocked. I was honestly shocked that they went there so soon, and that they brought in the fact that he's wearing the Cobra Kai gi in Karate Kid 3, and how that all plays out and how that's kind of traumatized the character of Daniel. And so, like, when it comes to Cobra Kai, Daniel doesn't see straight sometimes. Like, when he comes in to the Cobra Kai dojo and says, confronts Johnny about the vandalism and whatnot, and ruining Miyagi-Do and, like, stealing the Medal of Honor. If he could have slowed down, which has always been Daniel's thing, is like he just gets mad, If he could have slowed himself down and had that conversation, maybe not in front of the entire dojo, it would have been a 1-to-1. And that's kind of the crux of their conflict, is if he could slow down and just have the conversation and not be like, well, I can see everything I need to know right here. Yeah. Right now, I see it all right now. And it's like, you all the things you're not saying because it's Cobra Kai and because you're so mad and because you have such a history. Slow down. Talk to him.
Yep.
Same thing when
just talk.
Samantha ends up at Robbie's house, and he just literally kicks down the door and takes his daughter. He does the same exact thing. Yep. He's like, wait a second, hold on. This is before you go nuts. So you have the imbalance that Daniel's under, that he just seems to barge in, and Johnny, in some cases, is the one that
is like the cool-headed one usually.
Like, oh, this is Johnny.
Yeah.
But he also doesn't handle things quite right either.
No.
Like, hey, I mean, in that moment, it's like, I don't know where my daughter is, and now I found her, and I don't know what's going on, and you won't let me even talk to her. Yeah, I'm kicking the door down.
So, and I think even that, they have that previous episode or prior to that part of the episode where, again, he You see Johnny and Daniel almost get together again.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then it just falls apart really quick.
Yeah, you're really rooting for the bromance there.
Yeah.
Let's just be friends.
Just be
Come on.
friends.
Yes. Introduces Johnny to Facebook, and then we hear about Allie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah. I don't know if I really want Allie to come back though.
Yes.
Like, what is she gonna do?
We'll get to that here in a second. Let's finish with obviously the fight at the end on season 2.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Between the girls and Daniel, or not Daniel, Miguel and Robbie.
Yeah.
Of course. And then of course we see Grease bite, just like the Viper that we know he is.
Yeah. And
What did you
separate.
think of the ending of season 2?
I wasn't expecting it to be that dark.
Yeah.
Just him falling off the stairway and Miguel getting really hurt.
Yep.
I wasn't expecting
then I
that.
forgot to mention the romance between Johnny and
And Miguel's mom. I really like that part actually.
What do you think?
I really like their relationship. I hope they kind of stay together, but obviously Allie's coming, so they're not going to.
Well, is she?
But I don't know. I really like their
But
relationship.
now that Miguel's hurt, though, she's pretty ticked off.
So I feel like it's not going to happen now because she's blaming Johnny for Miguel getting hurt.
Yeah,
So
I don't know. But the series has surprised us at every other turn.
you're right.
So maybe
You're right.
Yeah, they kind of bungee cord us on all these things.
Yeah.
It's like you kind of want him to hook up with Carmen, and then you get a little taste of it, yank back. Are Johnny and Daniel going to see how similar they are and be friends? Oh, yank them back.
Yeah.
Now they're you having a fist fight in the apartment kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What did you think of the end? Season 2,
I knew it was going to be brutal because with the big three, the showrunners, they had said if we don't get renewed for a third season, there will probably be riots. And I think that was like a little nod too, because I mean that's how it kind of plays out in the school. It's like this riot in the school, and so I mean like a lot of people online kind of. They kind of criticize that final fight scene because it's like, well, all those teachers should be fired.
Yeah.
This
it went on for a long time.
Like, how did Tori even get into the office and basically pirate the intercom system? And then it turns into a gang fight right in the middle of school.
That's a good point.
And then there's teachers that are just like, nope, I'm out. Like, I don't get paid enough for this.
I mean,
And then you got kids getting thrown through like trophy cases, and I mean, like it's scary. You know? It'll be interesting to see how it plays out in season 3 because they'll have to address it. I mean, there's probably kids that probably should go to juvie over this. Like Hawk maybe shouldn't be in season 3.
Yeah.
Or Eli, or not Eli. Oh man, I'm blanking on his name.
Robbie. Oh, here we go. Dimitri. There we go.
I knew it. I knew it was in the
Now
D's.
it clicks. Yes. So Dimitri joins the Miyagi-Do. And so at the end you see of course then we see Kreese taking over Cobra Kai. Johnny's out.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Well, he kind of swoops in and was it? I forget what
He didn't sign the lease
landlord.
right or something like that.
Well, it was a handshake agreement with the landlord.
Yeah.
And,
because the landlord doesn't like Johnny.
Yeah.
So he's like, okay. I mean, I guess.
And we see him on the beach with his Cobra Kai car and has his phone, and we see a message or a friend request from Allie.
From Allie.
yeah, after he's thrown his smartphone. Super proud of.
Oh man, I love how they just still play on his technology and
Oh yeah. One of the better scenes of the season 2 is where he gets his first computer from the pawn shop guy, and at first he doesn't even know how to turn it on.
And he keeps calling the pawn shop guy.
Yeah,
he doesn't know how to
bringing
work
it back. And then as soon as he does understand it, he's like just watching old 80s stuff. It's like he's discovering the internet for the first time.
Yeah.
He's just like watching YouTube videos and laughing at like, oh man, you should have blocked that. Like watching old karate fails or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and he has the computer he gets is a Windows XP computer.
Yeah.
Really old.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love that. I love how they just keep playing.
Like the first things he looks up are like Iron Eagle 2, and like Hot Babes.
Yeah, Hot Babes.
Like, oh my god. All this stuff. Yeah, this is like the whole day.
He really has had like an Arrested Development. He's still that guy from the 80s.
Yeah.
Now that season 2 is over, I want to talk about where do we want to see season 3 go, and maybe where we don't want to see season 3 go. What are your thoughts, Ruth?
I really want to see Johnny and Daniel team up to defeat Kreese.
Kreese, yep.
Yeah.
I think they almost have to at this point too. Like,
that's honestly all I really want.
how are you going to take down Kreese otherwise? I mean, he's there and he's just going to continue to work whatever magic he's doing, dark magic he's doing. Yeah.
Maybe the guy from his benefactor from episode or Karate Kid 3 will show up.
Oh
Terry
my gosh,
Silver,
Terry Silver and take over. And
watch that be the reveal at the end of season 3 is Terry Silver.
Terry Silver's behind the whole thing. We've seen Daniel and Johnny get together and then take them apart again.
Exactly.
You know, you have to be really conscious of the fans on that or the viewers on that, because you can only do that. We've seen this in other TV shows. You can't keep doing that.
But like, who's the boss? Who's the boss?
Who's the boss?
It's like, won't they get together? And then finally, in the end, it's like they're finally going to get together. No, they're not. And we're like, okay, now we're done.
Yeah, at that point, it's just not satisfying because you've seen it almost happen so many times. You're like, I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so we want to see Johnny and Daniel get together, take down Kreese. What about what if we bring Allie into the picture? We've already said that we kind of want to see Johnny with Carmen. Yeah. But with Miguel's injury, is that even viable at this point? If she shows up,
what is they kind of hint at it in season 1 what she's been doing. Like,
she's a doctor.
She's a doctor. So will that play into the fact that Miguel has these injuries? Will they bring her in to help him with his
She's a
recovery?
spinal specialist or something like that.
I'm curious how this will all play out in terms of Johnny and Miguel's relationship now moving forward, because for a couple of reasons, Miguel's mom, Carmen, doesn't want him to have anything to do with Miguel. Yeah. Also, Johnny wasn't there for him in that moment right before this all went down. What will this do to a young kid who, he's basically followed Johnny's word from the beginning, and now this is where it's left him. It's left him in an altered physical state. That's got to do a lot to a teenage kid that was riding so high, and now literally crashed. So what will that do to Miguel? How will he respond, assuming he comes out of his state? Because right now
he wakes
he's
up,
in like
how
a
is he going to
coma,
view Johnny, basically? No,
what will that do? Will there be a break between them? You know, I don't know.
And also, too, what we really saw Robbie kind of turn to the dark side, so to speak. Yeah. What's Daniel's response going to be?
Yeah, we don't even know where Robbie is now. I mean, like, is he in hiding? We don't know where he is. He just disappears after it.
Yeah,
you're right. Okay. Well, if they don't bring Allie in, because we don't know, I haven't heard the rumors if Elizabeth Shue is going to sign on or not. Yeah. But if they don't bring her in, then, what do we see between Johnny and Carmen and our whole dynamic there?
I think they're going to pull back a little bit. I don't know what their plan is, but there have been some confirmed things about like going to Okinawa. So that Daniel's going to travel to Okinawa in some form. So I don't know if they're going to start pulling in. Like maybe he goes back and he sees Sato. I don't think that actor is still around either. So I don't know if that's even an option. But you could maybe his rival in Karate Kid 2, maybe he's seen the light. I think it would be interesting to take that approach and see what happened to that character. I mean, like he challenged Daniel to a death duel. Death match, right? And then he lost that. And he lost the respect of Sato, his mentor, And so, like, what now? We have this opportunity to see the Johnny version of Okinawa. Like, what has that done?
That'd be fun.
Did he flip it, and did he like get his honor back? Has he spent his entire life trying to undo what he did,
or has he been bitter for 30 years?
Yeah, is he worse off? Is he in the same kind of boat as Johnny was? Yeah. So I think that would be an interesting thing. I don't know if they will go that way at all or not.
I think you might be onto something. Maybe he's going to go to Okinawa to try to rebalance himself, Daniel. And get back to Mr. Miyagi's roots. I could see that for maybe 3 or 4 or 5 episodes, maybe. I don't know that the whole series will be in Okinawa, but I could see that. Yeah. Because then, problem is, if he goes to Okinawa, then I suppose half of each episode needs to be on Johnny.
Yeah, probably.
You don't want to ignore one of your biggest characters. Yeah. You spend a lot of time on one. I don't know how they would write it to get both him and Johnny to go to Okinawa.
Yeah, Johnny really has no reason to go there.
No. Again, that's that laser focus. Like, as far as Johnny's concerned, Okinawa never happened.
Yeah.
Or he doesn't care that it happened.
I was done. I was out of high school at that point.
Yeah.
On with my life at that point.
Yeah.
So what else? What else do we want to see? We want to see, like you said, Johnny and Daniel get together, take down Kreese. I like the idea of going to Okinawa and see what happened to that guy.
Yeah.
And his love interest over there.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know if she's still around.
Kumiko. If she went off to become some famous dancer or whatever, I think that's how they build it at the end or the beginning of
3.
Yeah, it's like they were they had this relationship budding, but then she was, invited to go dance like internationally or something. It seemed like her dance was kind of
career
taking off. Yeah.
Okay.
I wonder if what was her name? Jessie in Karate Kid 3, the not quite love interest.
The not quite love interest, so they bring her in.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. That's always a tough balance on who you all pull in. Do you pull in everybody from all 3 movies?
Yeah.
And how much of a role do they need to have? I mean, I think some of the magic of how they've approached it is that they have these characters and they all have a big-ish role, but not so big as to derail things, like bring in the old Cobras, but they're only there for the one episode.
Exactly.
You've got homeless Lynn. She is
that's right.
incredible. She's a ray of sunshine in the series, but they use her sparingly. I think she's got she's got a lot of screen time in season 1, and she's got a couple of episodes in season 2.
Yeah.
I think Aisha's not even in season 3. Last I'd heard.
Oh, really?
So I'm curious what that will mean for her character. If she'll be back in season 4, or if because it's now Kreese's Cobra Kai, there's no room for Aisha in that part of the story.
Yeah.
Where does this all take place?
She go to Miyagi-Do, but I don't think she's
maybe like Aisha's parents are very heavily involved, and maybe they see what happens at the school and pull Aisha, maybe not just from Cobra Kai, but maybe from the whole school. I mean, they're well to do. She could go to another school district easily. Okay.
Speaking of season 4, if how long do you want to see this series go in general? That's always the big question on a lot of people's minds for, say, Stranger Things or just TV shows in general. We've seen, like you talked about, Who's the Boss? Like, geez, we did 7 seasons of this.
Yeah.
It's just it was too long.
Yeah.
Even How I Met Your Mother. I mean, towards the end there, it was like, okay, I think we've kind of let this play out.
Yeah. What are your thoughts? How long do you want this to go, or where do you want it just to end up and just say, okay, enough's enough. Let's just let it go.
I feel like it can't go more than like 2 more seasons.
Okay, so season 4 maybe.
Yeah, maybe 4 seasons would be good. Yeah. I feel like most shows can't go more than 5 and actually still be.
Yeah, 5 is the number in my brain.
Yeah,
for some reason. It's like I could see the next season just being another building season because like we had this huge crash. Now this next season is like rebuilding to a new conflict. Yeah. Okay. I mean there will be conflicts and whatnot, but they will build to a new conflict, and you could stretch out that next part for 2 seasons because they're pretty short. I mean, the seasons are like, 8 epithers?
8 episodes, 10 episodes, I think.
So with that shorter format, I think you could get 2 more seasons out of it easy, but I don't know that it needs to go too much longer.
Yeah.
It all depends on the writing. I mean,
You're right.
You know, as much as they crammed into the last season, I still had no idea where it was headed.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't have predicted that ending. I knew that things were going to get bad. That's all I knew. Yep. Things are going to get bad.
Do you think next season, okay, they're obviously going to take on Kreese. Maybe Kreese has his own guys for the All Valley tournament, and then Daniel and Johnny on their side start training for those guys maybe. Or do we wait till season 4 maybe to do that?
To do the tournament?
I don't know. Maybe like Jesse said, season 3 might just be a pick up the pieces type.
Exactly.
Right.
That's probably all they're going to do.
Daniel's not even supposed to do his wife.
Oh, his wife
said no more.
It's either me or it's Cobra Kai or karate.
Yeah.
So you gotta. How do you balance?
I think we'll have some kind of resolution to that, but I don't think it's going to be immediate. I think going to Okinawa. And maybe he takes the family to Okinawa. So
I'm wondering if it was
they can see.
This is where Mr. Miyagi was at. I was here 30 years ago, and We got to bring the music back.
We got to break. We have to break the ice because we teased us with it in season 2.
Yes, you're right. We got to break the ice.
That was such a good scene though. Like with the like, okay, we've got the ice and I've got the finale and then Johnny and Kreese is like, we need more sparks. Johnny swoops in with his fiery bricks. And steals the show.
That was cool. Good. That was a good callback. I agree. Again, so many good little callbacks and little like, Easter eggs, I guess, air quotes. So, I agree. I think maybe season 4, you probably better just end it, unless the writing, like Jesse said, is just amazing. Right. But
like, what else are they going to do? Because they've brought in so many characters already from the original series.
Do we want to see the bad boy from Karate Kid 3?
Oh yeah, you got it. even if it's just for an episode and to see where he's at, like what happened? Did the events of Karate Kid 3 ruin him? Is he no longer was he no longer the bad? I mean,
Snake?
I want to see it all. I want to see the Johnny treatment of him too. Like what happened to him? Because he was on like the cover of magazines. Man.
Yeah,
he was like Johnny to that next level. Like he was seeing
the national level.
Yeah, he was seeing karate fame. You know.
Okay.
And
Jesse's vote is yes.
Yeah, let's do it. Mike
Snake.
Barnes, let's do it.
Mike Barnes and Snake and his little entourage that he had.
I mean, Dennis and those guys. I don't know if we need the rest of those Cobras. Those Cobras were pretty forgettable.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they were Cobras. They were Cobras. So I mean, let's pull them in. I bet you Kreese would have zero problem bringing those guys in.
Yeah, true.
I agree. Good point.
Yeah.
Maybe he starts a franchise. Maybe that's the problem. Season 3 is all about like Kreese just continuing to dig in his roots, and just reestablish the dominance of Cobra Kai. Meanwhile, Johnny and Daniel are just trying to get their lives back in order.
Yeah.
And then season 4 is when they finally were like, man, we're gonna have to team up.
Yeah, dang.
Or you find out that Kreese doesn't understand that there's a copyright on the trademark infringement on Cobra Kai. It's owned by
Terry Silver. Terry owns it. Yeah, like, Terry did the same thing to him.
I own this dojo now. So
Terry
Kreese and Johnny and Daniel.
Oh man, yeah, I don't see that happening. That's a bridge too far for Daniel, probably.
So that's where we're. If it gets to that point in season 5, we're like, okay.
You're like, no, it's over.
Stop this.
That's a bridge too far. Yep.
And I wonder what Ralph Macchio and William Zabka think. I mean, they're probably of a similar mind. Like, look, we don't want to ruin this.
Yeah.
Right? If we're gonna do it, but when we're done, we're done.
In all the interviews that I've watched or read with those two, that was basically it. Is as long as the story is as good as it is, and that's what won them over in the first place. Is they had a good story to tell. These showrunners. And it seems like the writing is paramount as far as the show is concerned.
It does. Well, that's all I have, unless there's something else you guys want to...
Can we just take 1 second to talk about Samantha, Daniel's daughter? Because we have an opinion about it.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Yes. Samantha, Ruth's favorite
My least favorite character.
Okay, we
Cobra
should
Kai.
talk about that. Least favorite character. We talked about our most favorite.
Yeah, we should talk about our least favorite. Well, mine's Samantha, because she just seems like... I don't know what they're trying to get her to be, because I don't know if she's supposed to be a somewhat annoying rich girl, or like, I don't know where they're going with the character.
Good point.
It's kind of confusing because because she does all this stuff where she like brings Robbie to a party when Miguel's there, and she
knows it.
Yeah, and she's like, Miguel, why are you mad? I just brought this random dude when I'm dating you over to this party, and she does like all these obviously stupid things. But then she doesn't understand why they're bad. So
she's a hard character to like.
Yeah, she's very hard for me to like. It's weird though, because I like Tori's character actually.
Yeah.
Which is weird because I don't usually like most girl characters. She's
kind of the villain.
Yeah.
I mean, you definitely know where she stands.
Yeah, exactly. You're not confused.
Supposed to like her.
Yeah, yeah. But
at the same time, they give her relatable traits. You kind of see where she's coming from, even though she doesn't. Yeah, she makes the wrong choices.
Yeah,
very clearly.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can kind of see where like she fights for like she doesn't have everything handed to her, so she's ready to fight for what she gets.
Yeah, exactly.
But I agree, the Samantha character is a little confusing. Are you supposed to hate her?
Yeah.
She's like a rich little snobby kid, but then, you see her and Robbie and Miguel, that kind of romance. Like, well,
yeah. You're like, I don't
know.
I'm confused. Am I supposed to like her? Or am I not supposed to
But that kind of
like
goes
her?
back to a lot of the characters in the series.
Yeah.
They all do dumb things or things that you really don't. You're kind of warm on them. You're not cold or hot.
Well,
But
Samantha,
she's, I like Daniel, I like Johnny, but I agree with her. It's kind of like, I don't know.
She just also doesn't seem like a great person because she was mean to like her friends and Miguel, and she just doesn't treat them nice at all.
Yeah, she's kind of. On the same token, she's a high school girl.
Yeah,
so I kind of
trying to figure it out, and you can kind of you almost start to understand the youngest was their son.
Yeah.
You almost understand him a little bit more in that he's like, she's got her same problems. Like she's got that same privilege. Like she didn't have to work the same way that Daniel had to work in terms of getting where he is. Yeah. She's she's the product of that opportunity and that privilege. Doesn't understand some of the conflicts that these other characters are going through, I think.
That's a good point. She's kind of just oblivious to it.
Yeah, and so she's creating her own conflicts by, I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with that.
Because she kind of ditches her old friends, though. Again, she kind of does some good things. She kind of ditches her old snobby friends a little bit.
Yeah.
And hangs out with Aisha a little
Mainly
bit.
just that one character.
Just that
Yeah.
one.
And I was going to say, she's probably, I'm blanking on Yasmin.
Yasmin.
I didn't. She's probably the most unlikable character. Like they've really given her no redemption whatsoever.
Yeah.
Moon, at least, she's kind of she flipped. You know? Like, she was with Hawk, and she saw what she didn't like in Hawk. Like she saw the transformation go dark for him, and you're not supposed to like Hawk anymore, and I don't.
Yeah.
I don't like Hawk. Yeah. Like what was it? Red Hawk.
Yes.
Blue Hawk was
he
okay.
changed.
Red Hawk not okay. No,
That's funny how they've done that.
Yeah.
Guys like Hawk, you understand where you're supposed to be, but I agree with Samantha. It's like I don't know. You're hard to like.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think you're supposed to like her.
I think you're supposed to like her, but
I do like her sometimes, but it's kind of like Daniel. It's like sometimes I don't like Daniel.
Yeah.
And sometimes I really like Daniel. Like
Yeah.
I like that season 2 kind of redeemed him a little bit. He's less two-dimensional rich guy that's elitist, that just hangs out at the club or whatever.
the club with all the other rich people.
Now he gets his hands dirty and he gets down there and he mixes it up with his students and he's all about his students, maybe a little too much.
Yeah.
Too much. Yep.
So you've got the redemption a little bit for Daniel, but like then there's other characters that just don't get that same level of redemption, and so we're not on board with them as much.
Yeah.
I agree.
So same thing with her. Is like she hasn't really. She's apologized, but like she hasn't had. I mean, this is as close to comeuppance for her as we're gonna get. Like she now has to take responsibility for the actions that caused this. Like she's apologizing, but you caused a riot.
Yeah.
Your school.
Literally a riot.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
She's gonna have to deal with that in season 3 if we want to have. If she's gonna have any redeeming qualities.
Yeah.
They've got so much cleanup to do in season 3.
I think that's really what season 3 will be.
Yeah.
I hope that there's
Have a
gonna be
lot.
something that's gonna like keep us pull us through. But
Maybe Miguel, his recovery, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I have a feeling it's going to be a slow season. Like, this is probably going to be, like, the least liked season because they have to build everything back up.
Right.
And then the next season after that will be the same pace that it was
be
before.
another climactic or cinematic.
They
type
blew
of
up the
thing.
building and now they're
Yeah.
They really
together
did.
again.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, you're right. So
Who's gonna get that car, man?
Yeah.
Sitting on the beach. That's a sweet car.
Yeah.
That's true. He did just leave the key. He threw the keys.
Through the keys. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Jesse's out there on the California coast looking.
I've got
Where
my
is it?
metal detector.
I'm finding it. Yes. Okay. Well, thanks, guys. I appreciate it. It's been fun.
Yes.
We'll have to, after season 3, maybe do a recap episode and see if our fan or our fan writing, I guess, whatever we want to call it, came true on these things that we want to see and the things we don't want to see. So we just want to see Stingray
Honestly.
Get the tape,
Stingray.
Get the tape off of his hands. Finally.
Yeah, finally.
Yeah.
Yeah. And maybe do something different with the facial hair.
Yeah.
I don't know
There you
about the Uncle Lou rubber bands in his beard.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, I love Stingray.
Maybe he'll have his own Cobra Kai.
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
Yeah.
He'll have his own branch. Maybe that's what season 3 and 4 is about, is the expansion. And so
Stingray.
you get a Cobra Kai. You get a Cobra Kai. Everybody's got a Cobra Kai.
I wonder if there was at Halloween time if there was somebody dressed up as Stingray with the
Oh my gosh,
bottom.
that would be great.
and the little, like you said,
Just talking about the Bo Staff and Ninja Turtles. Who's my favorite?
Who's my favorite? So okay, well, thanks guys, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was so much fun sitting down with Ruth and Jesse. Jesse knows so much about the topic, and I really like to talk to Ruth about Karate Kid because, again, that was something I grew up with. So we have that in common, and that's something that I think is fairly unique with her age group. You can go to covertnerd.net and find all the ways you can get in touch with me via social media or send me an email. You can also check out the show notes there for this episode, look at some other past episodes. Let me know what you think about this episode or any other topics you would like me to discuss, and hit me up and let me know what you think. Thanks for listening, and until next time, nerd it up.